A mother recently wrote into Slate's Care and Feeding Advice column to ask for advice about her stubborn son. So the mother said she was thrilled after securing vaccination spots for her family, but when she brought it up to her son, who's 19 and still lives at home, he told her that he refuses to get the shot. She said that he's bought into some conspiracy theories, he's read and believes the vaccine is unsafe. She said trying to educate him isn't working, and now she's debating an ultimatum where if he doesn't get the vaccine, she's going to kick him out of the house. Ladies, what would you do if you were in this mother's situation? Adrian, you just talked about fear as one of the primary problems that we have in this country, and not only do I agree with you on so many ends besides just being a citizen, but when it came to being a possible recipient of the vaccine, I know for one, I was definitely afraid because I didn't trust the government anymore, and I also didn't trust medicine. And I also didn't trust that we as a country knew what to do for a pandemic when laws were so inconsistent across the different states that I was like, I'm gonna sit back. I'm not jumping in board to go have whatever you guys prescribe to be put in me for however length of time. After I thought about it, I was like, you know what? I'm going to trust because I don't want to be a contributing factor to America. I want this disease to be put to a halt.
Yeah.
And by doing that, it means, I definitely, of course, gave leeway to everybody who rightfully got their shots first, but I ended up getting vaccinated because I had to educate myself to get rid of that fear. So to this mom, that's my first thing is have you had a conversation with your son? Have you actually talked about what is the reason not to just say, if you're not getting vaccinated, get out of my house.
People believe what they read on Facebook. That's the problem. He too busy reading on Facebook and getting all caught up on that instead of realizing that he needs to protect his family. And you're right, Jeannie. Show him what are the trials, what's the results. Have him, there are plenty of outreach programs right now. Dr. Fauci was talking to Marshawn Lynch. Marshawn Lynch was hilarious. But it's that type of outreach that they're trying to do. But, I'm interested, Garcelle, with you being a mother, and you have if you have a 19-year-old and he telling you what he not going to do in your house, how do you handle that?
Well, you know what? I was thinking about that. You guys are talking about rights, but as a 19-year-old, he's an adult and he can make a decision for himself. Obviously, the right thing to do for him would be to take the vaccine if he's living in the house, but I went back and forth on that. I think you also have to look at the 19-year-old. Is he being completely reckless? Is he partying? Is he hanging out with friends every weekend? You have to look at the balance. I would hope that he'd want to take the vaccine not only for him but for his family. But at the same time, if he's going to live in the house, he has to either follow those rules or he has to move out.
Yeah,
but
I completely agree.
Should have a right.
As a 37-year-old living in my mother's house currently, I get that. I can't just go out and do whatever I want to do, especially because my family already went through COVID and just how traumatizing that was for us. So I recognize that, yes, while all my family members are currently getting vaccinated, Israel just got vaccinated. My mom got vaccinated yesterday, her first shot. So there's so many things that we're doing. I've actually been asked to just wait a little bit to get the vaccine because of fertility reasons. They haven't really done enough studies on that kind of thing if somebody is in the middle of family planning. So in the midst of that, I have to recognize that I am living in my mother's house. So I have to take every precaution that I possibly can. So literally from when I was in LA to coming here, I had to quarantine for 4 days before getting here. I had to take a PCR. My family left the house. They were not here, so I was filming here by myself. So you have to, it's like Garcelle said, if you don't feel comfortable or there's some sort of reason why you don't want to take the vaccine, because people still have that right. You then have to take the proper precautions to keep everyone around you safe. And while you're taking this commercial break, make sure that you Google herd immunity. That's also something important to kind of get a perspective.
Get the information. Before we go, I want some fans noticed that my eye last week was off. And y'all wrote me and y'all said something wrong with your eye. It was my eyelash, y'all. It was my makeup artist was drunk. and I'm the makeup artist.
Drunk.
So, I went
She's
to
the
the eye
makeup
doctor.
artist.
Everything is fine. Thank you guys for your concern, though. I really appreciate it. One woman recently took to Twitter to tell everyone she was barking mad over a major grooming gaffe. The woman named Mercedes claimed she took her dog Prince Kenzo in a Petco to get pampered, but this was the result. She tweeted, count your blanking days, Petco. Mercedes did later tweet an update look of Prince Kenzo after he finally got his fur fixed, but not by Petco. And while Petco did reach out to Mercedes to look into the matter, I want to know, ladies, how many times have you had to handle something, but it wasn't exactly what you paid for? It's like, it looked like this, but it came out like messed up.
What you wanted versus what you got.
Dog.
Am I crazy to think that
Too many times.
I kind of like the first haircut better? I like the first version. Sorry.
It looked like
a whole different. I like that. That's cute. I mean, it's in a cute, funny way. It's like, I don't know. There's cute and fluffy. I think that happens every time I go to the nail salon. If I'm honest, every time I go to the nail salon, so there's this thing. If you have acrylics, you understand. But like when you do acrylic nails, if you just do a fill, then you're basically following the same outline of your nails, so you don't have to worry about it. But when you have to take them off and start over, that means this person gets a whole new draft of how your fingers are gonna look. And I'm very particular, because I have small fingers, I'm very particular about my almond shape, how I want it filed. But if I turn my head away and use my phone, which is most of the time we all do at the nail salon, when I come back, I tell you, I've come to like coffin shapes that are this long. I've had like 2 complete different hands done. I've got airbrushing that's like in languages I don't understand. I can't. The nail salon is my weak spot, because every time I come out, I'm always like, damn, I should have just did it at home.
But you always pay though.
You better learn how
Always
to do it.
pay, because it was a lot of work.
already
and you see the labor in front of you.
Yeah.
Jeannie already knows this about me because she hates this about me. That literally somebody will do my makeup. I will have a lash hanging, making me look like I can't see. I will go to a nail salon where somebody makes my nail look like it's giving directions to the left.
Yes.
And I will continue to go to this person and continue to pay and just take the
And
punishment.
she won't
I don't
say
know
why.
what's wrong with me. I'm glutton for punishment.
Adrian.
I don't know why. I'll feel bad that they're bad at their job. I will feel bad that they're just terrible and not talented. Like, I don't know what's wrong with me. So that's why I started
crazy?
doing my own makeup. So that
Is that
I look
she'll come
ugly, it's
back.
no one's fault but my own.
And she'll come back with the busted nail, like 3rd week in a row, and she'll be like, I know, girl, I went to my lady. And you're like, when are you gonna stop going?
When?
We need
When will
an
I learn?
intervention.
When
An
will I learn?
intervention.